Alright guys, in this video we are going to be creating a 3D extruded map inside of Davinci Resolve. So if you guys want to create some really high quality map animations, then you should definitely check out my course. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comments as well. So if you're really serious about making map animations, go check that out and let's continue on with this video. So yeah, let's get started. First of all, we need to bring in our satellite image. I'll be using this image over here. I used QGIS to create this base map. QGIS is a free and open source tool that you can use to create maps and some data visualizations. Pretty cool tool. It's free and open source, so yeah, go ahead and use it. If you want me to make a tutorial on that as well, so just let me know down in the comments below. Fine, we have this region of Europe over here. Then we also want to import our shapefile, which is basically an SVG file of the region of interest. In our case, it's going to be the region of Germany. So for that, we'll go to Fusion, import and import SVG and just search for that file. I got this file from vemaps.com. So you can get this file from there as well. I basically modified this SVG. So let me just double click on that to open that up. Click on OK. So this is the SVG file. In VEmaps, you have the watermark over here. So I just removed that in my vector editing program and exported this as an SVG. Now, if you double click on the group over here, you can see that we have all of these nodes over here. So what I'm going to basically do is I'm going to remove these nodes over here, and they are related to the map, but you can see that there are a lot of nodes over here. I want to, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to just delete all these extra shapes over here. You can see that they are part of the map, part of Germany. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to delete these shapes over here, and I'll be left with only one polygon mask over here. It will be easier for me to work with and explain you more easily. Now we have this huge group over here. Let's just make this small like that. And there we go. We need to extrude this shape. Now in Davinci Resolve 18.6, there is an extrusion node over here, and it works on the shape tool. So if you right click, add tool, and go to shape over here, and you can see we have all these different shapes that you can add. So the extrude tool will work with only these shapes over here. It will not work with a normal polygon over here. So if I bring in, let's say, an extrude over here, and let's use this polygon. If I copy it out from here and paste it over here, you can see that it does not work. Even though it is connected as a material input. We want it as a shape input. So you can see that it just doesn't work, right? So it will only work on the shape tools. What we need is S polyline for this. So search for S polygon. Since this shape over here itself is a polygon, so if I just hover over my mouse cursor on this node that says Germany, you can see actually under Germany in the brackets it says polygon. So it's a polygon tool. We are going to be using S polygon for that. It is not a simple rectangle shape or a square shape or a star shape. It is just a custom shape. That's why we are using a polygon for that. Let's just double click on the group and select this Germany node, which is a polygon mask. And in the inspector over here, we have this option that says right click here for shape animation. Go ahead and right click on it and click on publish. Now at the top, you'll see the modifiers tab is enabled now, and it says Germany polyline, and then we have the value over here, which we can reference to. Now we can go back to our S polygon over here. Again, we have this option that says right click here for shape animation. Go ahead and right click on it. And it already has this keyframe over here. You can see that the diamond icon is already enabled. So right click on it and remove polygon from there. And then right click again and go to connect to Germany polyline and then value. So now if you take a look at it, this is how it is going to look. The S polygon will have this shape over here, but as you can see, it is the aspect ratio is not correct. It is kind of stretched vertically, which doesn't look good. When we just combine it with the satellite image, it will not fit in properly inside that image. Let's actually take a look at both of these side by side. So this is my mask over here, the normal SVG file, and this is the one on the S polygon over here. So you can see there's quite a bit of difference in the aspect ratio. This is more wider and this is kind of narrow, and it is also tall as well. So this is not the right shape that we want. So in order to fix this, what we can do is let's just go back to the S polygon over here and click on this reset icon. So basically there'll be no more shape in there. Now let's go back to our Germany polygon over here in this group. And what we are going to do is we're going to right click, go in this menu at the bottom. Let's go to export, and then we'll just leave the default values over here and click on OK. And we are basically saving this file as a .dfsh format. So go ahead and save it wherever you want. You can save it on desktop, whichever location that you prefer. I've already exported it as a .dfsh file, so I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to just import it. I'm going to click on cancel. Now to import it, you have to use S polygon over here. Let's go to the single view over here. This is our S polygon, which is empty right now. Right click S polygon, then go down, click on import, and then go to import shape. And you just have to find that file that you just exported. So in my case, it's in my downloads compressed folder, and then germany.dfsh. Go ahead and click on open. And now you can see that the position is off, but the aspect ratio is correct, which is exactly what we want. So go ahead and connect the S polygon to the extrude 3D. Take a look at extrude 3D. This is how it is going to look. I don't know why the position changes. Probably there will be a fix in the future updates of Davinci Resolve. But for now, we'll just go ahead in the extrude 3D and extrude this shape like that. And to see it in action, you can actually enable the shadows in the viewport. So there you go. We have this extruded shape. Now we need to combine it with the map over here. So let me just rename this as well. I'm going to call this map image, and I'm just going to combine it with extrude 3D, but it will not work because our map is still in a 2D workspace. So after the map image node, we will search for image plane 3D, shift spacebar to bring up the search tool, and then we'll be able to connect the shape with the image over here. This will result in merge 3D. Take a look at it. Now you can see that we have both the shape and the map in this merge. So what we can do is we can go to extrude 3D and go to transform and load down the scale like that. And then we have to just basically use the translation XYZ to position it right where Germany is, which is in this region over here. After the merge 3D, add in a render 3D because we want to output this animation. So we want to bring the render 3D in. Take a look at it. This is how it's going to look. And we will also need a camera, so which is this icon over here. Bring that in and connect the camera to the merge 3D. Then in the camera 3D, go to transform, and then we want to change the Z position and make sure that we are able to see this map over here. Cool. Now in the extrude 3D, go into the transform and change the values over here and make sure it lines up perfectly where Germany belongs on this map. So this part will take some time. You have to spend some time over here. So just make sure that you do this precisely. We don't want to create any political war in the comment section. But I think this kind of looks perfect. If you are kind of unsure, then you can go to extrude 3D, go to material and reduce the opacity. Now you can kind of see through that shape and then move things around over here. Also notice these vertical glitchy lines, and that is because if you look at merge 3D, our image, the satellite map image, and actually go to solid over here, the map image and the shape, they're both at the exact same location on the Z space. So what we can do is we can go to image plane 3D, go to transform and set the Z translation to negative 0.001, and that will fix that issue for you. So if you take a look at render 3D, you can see that it is fixed right now. That looks good. So we can move on, and let's go back to material and set this back to 1. And there you have it. Now, if you want to see the extrusion, you can go to camera 3D, click on use target, and you can change the translation over here. Zoom in and you can see the extrusion working. So we'll drag in the spotlight, which is this icon over here, connect it to this merge 3D and Let's go to Spotlight, go to Transform, and nothing will really happen. And the reason for that is because we need to go to Render 3D and click on Enable Lighting and Shadows. Now we can go to Spotlight and change the parameters over here, and now you'll be able to see the shape over here, and the lighting is reflected in this image over here. But what I want to do is I don't want the spotlight to affect the map over here. I want it to only affect the shape over here. So for that, we have to go to Image Plane 3D, which is connected to our map, and we go to Material and uncheck Receives Lighting. All right, so that will our spotlight will not affect the map now. And now in the spotlight, we have the freedom to move it around anywhere that we want. And what I would also advise you to do is go to Merge 3D, view it, and click on Spotlight, and then click on Use Target. So when you click on that, you can make sure that the target is right on top of the shape over here. You can kind of move it in front over here like so. And now back in the Render 3D, now if you move the spotlight, it will continuously focus on this shape over here. And that will kind of make it easy for you to maneuver things around. So now you can see that we have this nice shadow over here, and looks really cool in my opinion. So you can definitely play around with that. Go to Spotlight Controls as well. You can change the color as well, and then change the decay type. That'll give you some interesting results. And then we have cone angle and the decay rate as well, which you can play around with. Now you can see the shadows, they are looking kind of harsh over here. They're too sharp, and we want to apply some softness to it. But before we do this step, what I would suggest you to do is go ahead and save your work. Hit Control S and save your project, because the next step that we're going to do is it might crash your Fusion or Resolve. Expand the shadow section over here and go to softness over here and change it to constant. Right now we have softer looking shadows, and then we will reduce that softness like so. You can also help Fusion a little bit by disabling high quality and motion blur and enable auto proxy. Now you can go ahead and animate the camera. So you can go to the very first frame, go to Camera 3D and animate translate group. Go to the last frame and you can move it around anywhere that you want, right? So something like this. So it'll kind of zoom in to the shape over here. You can go to Extrude 3D, and in the controls you can add a bevel as well. And if you want to change the color, you can do that as well. So go to Material and you can click on Override Diffuse Color, and you can sort of pick your own color from here. Let me just uncheck that. And also in the Extrude 3D, it accepts material as well. You can kind of create your own material. So if I just drag and drop a fast noise real quick and connect it as a material input to the Extrude 3D, you can kind of see what it does. And the fast noise, I can increase the alpha and give it any color that I want. Go to noise and maybe increase the scale value and the contrast and brightness, and do anything that I want. You can even animate the fast noise. Possibilities are pretty much endless. You can also add an image as an input. Perhaps you can add a flag of Germany as a material input into this Extrude 3D. That would look also cool. Then you can spend some time in the spotlight, make sure the lighting is perfect, because it can really make or break your animation. You can add multiple lights into the scene. And also I'm going to just save this again. After this S polygon, I can also enter another node, which is S outline. This might crash your Resolve. It did the last time I created this video. So I'm going to click on Add. Let's see what's going to happen. So yeah, it did crash. I'm going to show you a map I created in the preview. Basically what I did was I added the S outline as well. So if I enable that, you can see that you'll be able to create an outline instead of a solid shape, and you can even animate the length property, which I have already done over here. And then you can add multiple elements. You can add a shape over here, or you can add text, or anything that you want in between. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you can create a 3D extruded map inside of Davinci Resolve. I hope this video is helpful. I hope you learned something new. If you did, then please make sure you leave a like and also subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.